What it do, Modified 95 family. Today we have something new, something old, something borrowed, and something blue. Traditions hold true, not just in weddings, but also in budget Honda builds. So something new, we have our P73 pistons. Something old, we have our Manley H-beam rods. Something borrowed, I have these used, borrowed from my housemate, B16 dual valve springs. Yeah, right. And then something blue, I have the blue SuperTech box that is in. So let's get to it. So you know what you got to do. You got to give me 5 on my black hand side. Bam. As we've probably seen in past videos, space is a premium because I don't have any. So still getting everything cleaned up in the garage, opening up room for more activities and storage. As you can see, this is my mobile workstation. I love it. It's at the perfect height for me not to be in an odd position while I work on things. But you can see I moved the head down there. It's just chilling, safe. And this isn't getting pushed around the garage. Even though it has wheels, it's just going to sit right there. So here we have, here are the new pistons. Just checking them out. They're all new. I just now opened the box right now. So I mean, these look amazing. And as a side note, never done anything like this before. So the goal for the video today would be to weigh these things, get a weight for each individual piece, right? Write that down, get a weight for each of these individual pieces. Oh yeah, labels out. Didn't want to mess that up. All right, so yeah. And I don't always get good name brand stuff, but when it comes to internal things, that's really where you want to shell out. I got a really good deal on eBay that I couldn't pass up. Same thing with these. These are very reasonable, so I was very stoked on that. And then so here are those intake valve springs. You can see that they're 2. So these I think both on the GSR and the B16, they have dual springs on the intake, but on the Type R, they have them on both sides. So what I've seen is people put a set of intake springs onto the exhaust. That way it kind of builds the valve train a little bit. So I have these retainers. I'm sure mine are probably fine. I don't think these ones are any different. I think they're factory, but we will definitely see when we get that open. And my housemate also ordered this tool because he's going to help me. So I tried to watch a lot of videos on how to do this, but I was still kind of unclear. So he got this tool. It just sits right on the head, and then you slowly, after you bolt it down, you slowly compress this, and it pushes on this cup, which is going to let the keepers off the top of the valves. And because my head is not on my block, I don't have to worry about it dropping into the cylinders. But I'll also probably stuff some towels under there so it just only drops down a little bit, which will allow us to pull these out. I wanted to do it on the day that we replaced the lost motion assemblies, but we did not have these then. So yeah, so I need to get my kitchen scale out. I have a digital scale for weighing food, not for anything nefarious. And we'll get readings for all these things that are going internally. And then we also have I would like to also get these rings on and possibly clocked, and just leave them here untouched, and then once this is all together, then we can hone the block so it's all ready. So all you have to do for that is pull the oil squirters, a little snake right there, pull those from each of these, hone this, and put those in. But I'm waiting till those are ready to do this. All right, so when we come back, we'll be weighing all these things out. So I should have all the numbers for you guys, and then we can move everything around. All right, I didn't film this because I feel like operating a scale is pretty easy. It's turn it on, tear it out to 0 because there's nothing on it. I put it on grams because that seems a little bit more precise for what we were working with. And so I numbered everything, 1, 2, 3, 4 cylinders. So there should be 4 on each of these bags, 1 to 4 as well. And as I weighed them, they're all pretty similar. Rods all came in at 506 on the grams. Pistons all but 1, so they were 293. 1 was 294, and then I did a couple different measurements, but I've 95 on each of these. And so each bag has 1 wrist pin and then 2 of the little locking washers that go on the end. So with this, I'll try to put this information together. It seems like they're all the same for the most part, so they are pretty balanced, so they just need to go together. And I did not weigh the rings in this because I don't think that's going to be enough to throw this off. So this is a pretty balanced engine. So we just have 8 of these, half, 16 valves, half. So once this gets tightened to the head, it's nice and stable, and it's going to allow this to be pressed down. And we should be able to do this without pulling out those rocker arms. Perfect. Yeah, so these cool bad boys pull up, and I think I can finally see in there now. I'm not sure if the video can show it, but there is only one spring on there. And for the sake of time, we're not going to go through all these. We're going to watch him do one. That should be probably 3 minutes or less, I would assume. And then it's not going to be a problem with the valves. Like when they come out, they'll just drop down a little bit and be okay. Returning stuff. There's 2 pieces in here that I believe are called keepers, and by compressing this, those will free up. And I see a lot of people with a lot of cool magnets. Maybe we have some cool magnets. I don't know. Magnet search. We will be back. So yeah, those are the 2 keepers. We have to make sure not to lose those. And now we can let up on those. I think we just found a magnetic screwdriver. They're pretty lightweight, so you don't need an earth magnet or anything powered by a spool of wire and a potato or anything like that. It's a good learning experience. And it's good that he's here because, you know, me would use the impact, mess something up unnecessarily. So I mean, I could see this being easier without the rocker arms in there, but I mean, they're not really in the way. All right, so same thing. So, yep, just a single. I mean, they look almost identical. I mean, I'm sure they probably are, honestly. And it has the same kind of.
All these are the same.
Oh, I'm dropping stuff. Okay, yeah, and those are the same too. Yeah, so those are the OEM ones.
Yeah.
And even though only one side has that spring on it, they have these, and they're stepped. And the whole purpose of that is because the outside one holds on to this, and the inside one holds on to this, so they don't move around. So I was wondering how these things kept from binding, and now I know. Oops.
The more you know.
And now you guys know too. You're learning it as I'm learning it, unless you already knew. And I think that he's grabbing a rag, and even without asking, I'm assuming he's just gonna jam it into the combustion chamber to hold the valve up.
Yep.
Yeah. See. And I'll watch the video where a guy uses like string or like rope, and he put it into the cylinder because it was still connected. So I'd see this be a much bigger issue because you can't just lift the head so easily when it's still torqued down to the block.
Yeah, that's the old school way of doing it, where you could put air in a cylinder.
Oh, okay. I think I've seen a video like that too. I try to watch a lot, just like hopefully you're watching this for educational purposes and also entertainment. I do the same thing. I watch videos and I want to make videos that are useful to people. Sorry, I can't teach you to twerk, but I think this might be more useful in the zombie apocalypse.
And you can see everything's lined up here. So the valve stem, or whatever you want to call it, sticking through the hole.
Isn't there no other word for that besides valve stem?
Yeah, I don't know. People can make stuff up. So
Looks like it's right in the right place.
the keeper's only going one way.
Yeah, is it tapered? Is that the word?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're tapered.
And then they also have a little locking lip right here.
See if I can zoom in on that. Okay. Okay, that's what locks in. Okay.
Locks right in the red the notch of that.
Locks in the notch. Okay. It's almost like a 3-6 Mafia song.
Yeah.
Locks in my notch. Check in with me. And do this valve spring job. Once we get this in, I don't think that we need to see this more than one time. We don't do a lot of things in real time. We do them all sped up. I have to find some cool music to put behind here. Otherwise, I feel like this is pretty straightforward.
It is. It's just time consuming.
And so yeah, once these are all in, I'm still waiting for my new cams to show up. I searched high and low for ITR cams, even CTR cams, but people were just asking too much. Not that what they had wasn't of value, but I think it was just like a reach, and it's like, why are you trying to extort other enthusiasts? So I ended up just getting some Skunk 2 Tuner 1 cams because they are legal in California and they are slightly more aggressive. I don't know how much more so, but they're just a little bit past Type R camshafts. And also too, what I hear is like only really the intake valve on the Type R is, or the intake cam is any different or has like more of a cam profile for VTEC. So I'm hoping the Skunk 2 ones do something on both ends just to help create a little bit more power. Yeah, we just gotta make sure we're sticking around to make sure those
Keepers stay.
Keepers stay. I was gonna say seat, but yeah, stay, seat.
And then another way I like to check them just to show, for the sake of showing. Tap, and then now we can see that it's
All the way seated. Yeah. All right, perfect. So the other 7 will be done unseen, but no, they will be done. And then when we come back, that should be all we had to do in this video. I would say all in all, that took about 30 minutes to get them in total. And then once they were in, and as you can see, like we didn't have to pull out the rocker arms for this. And then once each one of them was in, they just got a little love tap just to make sure that the keepers were fully seated. All right, Modified 95 family, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you guys next time.